really has been a spectacular standout up-and-comer for them. While Fly to the Moon, or Fly to Moon, lots of very recognizable names, right? This is a very CIS-heavy Ukrainian squad here with General, Iceberg, Aloha Dance, Always Wanna Fly, and V-Tune, who has been around himself for quite some time. These guys know what they're doing. So going head-to-head, the old guard, pretty much, these experienced veterans of the Dota 2 scene in Flight to Moon up against Viking, who have really shown that they are a very cohesive unit when it comes into these battles. Draft underway, game one of this best of three, ready and raring to go. And we've already got ourselves a Drow and a Lycan ban in that first phase.
Drow Ranger? Is this still a viable hero? That's my question. They probably know something, but Fly to Moon. You talked about some of the players, V-Tune. I think this player also showed great performance during the ESL event. And them as a squad, like they're a bit different. I'd say Always Wanna Fly, like he has way too many deaths. He plays position 7 sometimes still, not having boots for 15 minutes. Depends how things are going. Iceberg tends to play different kind of a mid heroes. You're always going to be afraid of his tiny, like Mask of Madness into status resistance build. Like they know how to utilize Iceberg. He's not afraid to pull out something like a mid silencer against any intelligence scores. It's just a mix of the players that they tend to pick his hero last a lot, and they play around it so well.
Yeah, they sure do. And, notable victories for Fly to Moon against, Virtus Pro, best of 3 victories against, like, Team Spirit, who have been looking very solid in that CIS region as well. They beat Bait, which is, no surprise at this point. Even taking down VP Prodigy, who looked exceptional, taking a series off of them in WePlay. Very, very good performance out of the Fly to Moon boys. And Viking, they've had some pretty damn good results, like we said, in ESL LA. Doing very well to get through the group stage and then into that lower bracket. But taking a look at the first pick now, Vikings start things off with a Grimstroke with Ember Spirit Phoenix banned out as the final 2 from Fly to Moon. Bat, Oracle, Weaver, and PL, Vikings removals. So opener right now, Fly to Moon, they've got plenty of options. They could think about their DP. There is no Oracle though, which makes it a little bit worrisome potentially. They've got the potential to go for Earthshaker +1. Rubik Pango has been one of their favorite openers as well. They could also think about, that Shadow Demon Centaur, which we've been seeing a lot of recently.
You mentioned the Rubik. I don't know how you feel about Rubik, Gary, but for me, it always feels like this hero can do stuff. Like, no matter what happens in the game, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 good spells to steal. He can set up the ganks, he can push the waves, he can outpush the lanes, outpush the waves when they're pushing. It's just an overall good hero that checks a lot of the boxes.
Yeah, great all-rounder. And there it is, Rubik Pango. Very solid opener from them. Someone's snoring. Yeah. Boom on Viking side, giving the old snooze. I guess they saw that one coming as well.
It's also Pangolier into Grimstroke. Usually it's the other way around, where you just want to soulbind the Pangolier. He is going to be held in place. Even if he's using the Rolling Thunder, still good Grimstroke counter, I would say, to Pangolier.
Sure is. What's happened to Mars? Where's the big boy? Well, it's Dragon Knight's going to come out from Vikings, so a flexible pick that can go across those core roles. But I feel like I've seen less Mars in the past 2 weeks than I expected. Really, he's kind of fallen off a little bit.
Well, you must not be reading patch changes then, Gary.
You can't butt spear anymore.
You can't butt spear. You can't use the spear at all. Like, you need mana. It's 40 extra mana on level 4. It's just I don't know. It feels so weird to have him as a hero, such a mana dependent hero. You have 2 active abilities plus your ulti, and his mana pool is insanely bad. I would love to see maybe increase his intelligence gain per level just a bit. Like, he was a bit OP, I would say, before.
They've been very heavy-handed with a nerf hammer, though. removing him from the game pretty much. Necro banned out by Viking. Pretty good hero up against the Dragon Knight. Lots of magic damage. And of course, shreds through his HP with that Reaper's Scythe very nicely. What do we ban out from Flight to Moon? Like, do you aim to just ban out, like, the Queen of Pain of Boom, maybe?
Not necessarily yet. It depends what they want to go for, but I would not ban Queen of Pain in the second phase. All right, do you pull out the Gyro right now? I love Gyro. He's also like a tempo hero. Deals both magical and physical damage. Great against Undying Tombstone.
It gives you a nice bit of team fight to play around that Dragon Knight as well. Good control in these zones around objectives or on choke points. So Undying, Rubik, going to be your support duo here. That moves Pango into the 3. So it looks like the Undying going to be chasing around the DK or whatever strength heroes you can find. It feels a little bit odd picking Undying just at, like, you know, third pick here just straight into a DK.
Yeah, I don't know. Undying just doesn't feel like a good hero overall to me, even though he might have received some of the buffs, but still feels very big if your laning stage is not going well, and this is where you shine. It's just you're playing against 4 versus 5 of the rest of the game. You're a walking soul rip.
I guess picking Undying there kind of forces DK to go mid, right? Either you sack the DK in the off lane, or you put in position 1, which I feel like teams outside of China don't really like doing, or you put in mid. And then also the fact that Viking now have Grimstroke Shadow Demon, so if Flight to Moon were thinking about tri-laning around a hero with Rubik Undying +1, I think SD Grimstroke are exceptionally good being double ranged heroes, but also having Inkswell plus Shadow Poison to outspam and do that extra bit of damage in the laning stage. Kind of tips
what if
the
they
scales in their
get
favor.
Timber Saw and just kill him with tool spells, kill Dragon Knight with with the Q and Undying's Decay? I think that's just overthinking, and I don't like Timber Saw into Grimstroke. Like, you use Chakram, you can't get rid of the Phantom. Also into Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, it's a pure damage, like Soul Catcher.
It's like 40% of his HP just gone immediately. Something that Flight to Moon are really lacking right now is tower damage. They have nobody to actually take objectives. Pangolier and Rubik, pretty good fight starters. Undying's a nice body in the team fight with a bit of sustain. They've got decent laning stage set up here, but this is where they need to start scaling and getting in towards these objectives like Roshan and towers and outposts. Morphling looks like it's going to be their primary carry. So the last pick, I would like to see, very tempo-heavy hero. Luna! Ooh, we're seeing more Luna.
Well, someone's getting nerfed.
Patch tomorrow. Luna's aura just removed.
Battle Pass and Luna nerf next, please. It just feels that this hero, I tried experimenting a bit with this hero, play it as like position 4 and 5. Still feels okay, but it's just a position 1. Like, base attack time got increased. One of the reasons why she's much better laner than she was before. And it's also a very fast lineup, and they have such a sick combo. Grimstroke into Dragon Knight stun. 2 of those, give me please. Shadow Demon ulti, Lucent Beam even.
And you've got Luna with illusions from Shadow Demon. I think Luna's timing just feels like, with that Helm of the Dominator pickup, just feels so natural to go along with your Lycans, your Dragon Knights, who want to be pressuring these objectives. So she can farm for like the first, 12 minutes or something. And then all of a sudden she's just running down lanes, breaking down your towers, and trying to hit your base at like 20 minutes in, which we saw from OG.
I was always a big fan of Rubik plus Morphling combination in the same team. Okay, you have one spell. Well, we're gonna take 2 of those.
Bounty Hunter. So that's
Very
going to be
fast
your
lineup
3.
from Viking. Like, they're gonna hit a peak around 15 to 20-minute mark, where they have tower damage, Luna with Dominator plus 1 item. It looks so sick.
Final grab from Flight to Moon. Ooh.
Wait, did we talk about this, Gary? Where you have a Grimstroke ulting 2 people and then Shuriken Toss
Yeah.
bouncing. Did we come up with the number?
A million shurikens just bouncing everywhere. Storm Spirit for Flight to Moon, so that's going to be their iceberg hero. I was wondering really where they head with it. Like, do you go for a Razor? Do you go for Storm? It just seemed like a difficult choice for them. Viking. So Boom Dragonite is going to be in that mid lane. Shad Luna, Toby Bounty, Aramis SD, and then we should have Celery playing that Grimstroke. I mean, if the thing is, even if Flight to Moon have this really weird kind of hole in their draft where Morphling needs time, but Storm also needs time, where they're both going to be farming jungle. Like, if you get behind in lanes, they're both going to be crowding the jungle, congesting up that area, and if they get chased down by a bounty hunter who can scout them out, I feel like it's difficult for Flight to Moon to catch up and come back into this unless General completely pops off on this Pango.
It's a free Storm Spirit game. Like, the only stun you have is Dragonite stun, plus the Grimstroke Phantom. And they have sustain. They have a lot of good ways to steal it, like a Shadow Demon's Disruption, which is going to be pretty good. You can also steal Disruption, use it on Luna, and then get the illusions from Luna. But Shadow Demon Luna, that combo, has been popular throughout the years, still coming back strong.
It sure is. Oh, well, there we have it. Game 1. Starting off this best of 3 strong with another Luna coming out, this time for Viking, as we've already seen OG perform spectacularly with the lady. Fly to Moon, V-Tune Morphling. Let's see if you can put his team on his back and carry them through this. I think it really is going to come down to these very early laning stage decisions, but even rotations from Aloha Dance and this Rubik. And we'll see what the Undying gets up to. And one thing to be said, Viking have a very squishy lineup outside of the DK. Everyone is very susceptible to getting jumped and immediately blown up by, Storm Spirit, Pango, Wave, Morphling, all with these gap close abilities, Waveform, Swashbuckle with the ball lining. If Flight to Moon can keep the vision advantage once they get out of the laning stage and they find pick-off after pick-off, the snowball could come quite easily for them.
It could. Also, I'm wondering if they want to run a tri-lane, or at least start with a tri-lane with Luna. You have Dragonite as your mid laner, and you have Bounty, who can be self-sustainable to one point, but then you need to bring help to him. So if you just run aggressive tri-lane on the bottom with Viking GG, leave Bounty against the Pango on top, he's going to have a 1 versus 1 melee matchup where he shines. And then just try to force them to either make a rotation or swap the lanes, and then you can swap accordingly.
Let's see what they get up to. General Aloha Dance, Pango and Rubik heading up towards top. Mid lane, Iceberg of course on the Storm, are going to be facing off against Boom's Dragon Knight. And V-Tune Morphling down south with Always Want to Fly on the Undying. And tri-lane, here we go. Viking, Shadow Demon, Grimstroke, and Bounty Hunter. They probably just looking for, a quick kill on someone. Gather up the bounty runes. Shad's Luna's been left all alone up top.
Iceberg writing something in chat. Not sure what it is. They don't have any Russian players, right, on Viking?
I don't think so. I think he's asking, don't bully me.
Well, okay, when did you start speaking Russian all of a sudden?
30 seconds.
I'm just making it up. Don't bully me. I mean, honestly, the amount of times we've seen, especially Storm Spirit, you know, when we were watching the Chinese region maybe getting killed like 3 times in laning stage, but also a player like Iceberg who can pop off in these games and look very dominant. If he gets bullied and if he gets ganked over and over again and gets shut down on this Storm Spirit, like Grimstroke with DK could quite easily just like rotate in here with the help of a Shadow Demon and kill the Storm over and over again. I think Storm's a little bit afraid of what's going to be coming over these hills.
Dragon Knight against Storm Spirit on the mid lane. Storm should have an upper hand in this matchup. Especially during the early levels, you harass him so much, but then like once Dragon Knight hits level 3, level 5, he gets ton of regen underneath the tower, extra armor, extra regen on top of that. Like, he doesn't really threaten a kill on Storm Spirit unless someone makes a rotation pre-level 6.
What are we waiting for? General needs a bit of time. Pango for General. He's been playing a lot of this and has been looking very solid on it. Pango Rubik top lane kind of reminds me of the Omni Rubik lanes we used to see, but with more like aggressive potential, right? You're able to jump and catch people much better. You got a lot more damage output.
Well, for some reason, you really love that lane. Like, where did you get it from? China? China, right?
Rubik Omni.
That was a very popular opener for quite some time.
And Pangolier, of course, giving you much better team fight as the game progresses. I wonder how Morphling's going to be doing down bottom lane. Aramis hasn't leveled anything up just yet. And Morphling does have a stick. So Shadow Poison spam could be mitigated quite nicely. V2 already setting himself up for double Wraith Band, Magic Wand and Morbid Mask.
Yeah. I'm wondering why Bounty decided to go for Magic Stick. If you want a lane against Morphling, you're not going to get any charges from the Morph early on.
Undying?
I guess it's just Undying, yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody else? No, Grim and Shadow Demon, no sticks there. Boom does have one on the DK. Of course, Storm going to be spamming out those remnants. So a nice stick pickup for Dragon Knight early on. Luna hasn't queued up her Helm of the Dominator, Lacoste. Very sad.
Lost in the
It's gonna be it, 100%. General still missing in action. What kind of general is that? Leaving your troops to fight without you?
An American general to me. Send the troops in, leave them alone.
I was always wondering when I was like watching movies what kind of a general / king I would be. Like, would I be with my troops? Or will I be like, man, I don't need to do this. I can do whatever I want. You know?
Yeah, would you be riding the horse at the front, leading the charge, or would you be sitting behind like Xerxes or something, right? Sitting on the big golden throne being carried by all your people. Did you come to a conclusion? Which one
No,
would you be?
I still can't decide. I don't know. It's one of the toughest questions for me.
It's like you'd like to think that you would be, that brave, brash commander leading the charge, but you know that the comfort, the power, the ability to stay alive is
more
very
important.
pleasing.
Yeah, I mean, I can just make stuff up if someone is making any kind of a contradiction to you, not agreeing with whatever you say. Like, he's just gone. Well, maybe I should not be a king. He can't load in game.
Oh, that's good. Sec. Oh, there
he's
he is.
in. Fake news.
We figured it out in the end. Nice little tip as well.
So yeah, I
All
also
right.
think that I would be like more of an archer type if I was fighting during medieval times instead of being a knight.
So you wouldn't be a wizard?
I wouldn't be a wizard. I would be an archer, just Maybe I'm a coward, Gary. I don't know. Like I wouldn't fight with my troops. I would be an archer hiding, and I never thought I would be an aggressive archer. Like I'm always in the fort, shooting arrows from high ground, and they can't reach me.
Through, in the little holes in the castle, the little arrow, the bow slits.
The battle
You
begins.
poke your little arrow out. Oh, here we go. We're finally back in. We can stop talking about Lacoste's military heritage, where he would be in the medieval times.
Scratch
Dear
that
me.
idea.
General, he's back in, and he is rolling around, spamming that taunt. Where's the low high dance going? He's scouting out. He's got an observer ward behind the tier 1. Shad and Celery are going to be pairing up top, so looks like the Luna and the Grimstroke going to be up here in a 2 versus 2. Bottom lane will be the Shadow Demon and Bounty Hunter, as Always Wanna Fly Undying swings down south. Does need to help out this Morphling. Decay versus Poison.
What do you think? Who wins in the end? 3 stacks?
Poison.
Poison
wins.
is much stronger. And he's using it from Fog. So Magic Stick on Morphling, only 3 charges, even though he used it like 17 times already.
Very good. General taking quite a bit of damage up top lane. Celery and Shad really putting the pressure on, but it's all because of a low high dance dragging that wave back. Trying to secure himself at level 2. A little bit of extra gold. Storm Spirit doing very well mid lane. Iceberg 8 and 1. And Boom keeping tabs on him, close. And doing very well to gather up all this little CS under tower as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Dragonite's actually going to shove this wave all the way under Iceberg's tower himself. Boom, a bit of a weird decision there. Do I go under? Do I fall back? He's just going to fall back. Regroup with the rest of his little creepies.
How do you make
Armas?
Undying fun as a hero? Like, he's having fun. Gonna use the keys, couple of right clicks. But I feel the hero needs some kind of rework where he can scale. Like we've seen before, where he had the GPM talent. I believe he also had the XP talent at one point. And then you get the level 15. And then he had, what? Tombstone on that, which was pretty OP.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. Yeah, it feels bad, all those heroes that wanted XP talents, all gone. Well, that's 3 stacks of poison on V-Tune, 4 stick charges, 4 stacks of poison now. He's got to be very careful, sitting at 260 HP. It is still level 1 Aramis, looking for the final one, but dodged away. V-Tune will pop the stick now. As Always Want to Fly, he looks like he's in a little bit of danger here, getting more all this damage over time. There's another Shuriken ready up for Toby now. And that Bounty Hunter with the Shadow Demon really laying it on thick, putting the pressure on. I think the Undying is going to pop here as well. Banish up from Aramis. He's got another poison stack. Nice little Fairy Flyer. Tries to turn with the stick charges. They'll get themselves first blood, but lose the Shadow Demon in the trade to V-Tune.
I think he's fine with that trade. You have no mana, no HP. There's no point of going back. Otherwise, you would just suicide to the neutral creeps. And you get the Morphling kill. Solo XP for him as well.
And now you can bring him out some more regen if he needs it. Quick little salve up for Morphling. Does give Toby a bit of free farm time. Looking pretty good so far for Fly to Moon. Iceberg 24 and 4, so definitely leading the charge there, but no real kill threat on the Dragonite. Boom, of course, very, very sustainable in that lane with the wand. As top lane Celery, gonna get dragged back into the creep wave here, tries to get out with the Ink Swell up, but the Swashbuckle very well placed by General. Forces a change in path from the Grimstroke, and they do take him down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bounty Hunter going for Earn very, very early on. First item Straight out there with the wand, Windlace now into Urn. Always want to fly, he's about to die. Oh, okay, never mind. Stick charges and Soul Rep, plenty of sustain, but now he doesn't have it for V-Tune's Morphling. They try to go in with a bit of extra damage. Toby closing in on a kill on Morph.
Oh,
This is so
always offline.
obnoxious to lane against man.
Yeah. I mean, he's securing Morph's farm, that's what matters. And Morph not afraid to use Magic Wand charges early on. Like right now, he's keeping it at 0. What is he bringing? Some extra regen, Flask, Healing Salve on top of Raid Band. Like, he does not want to go back ever.
Stupendous.
Bounty rune for Iceberg to refill that bottle. We did get RMS grab 1, and there's one a little bit deeper there, so it should be the 2 for 2. If he does pop back to get it. But currently he's being chased around by a little range creep. Holding the catapult wave a little closer to his own tier 1 here, so it'll force Morphling to play up the lane. In a much more forward position. Mid lane's pretty boring, right?
It
It's
is.
just both heroes farming.
No one's gonna grab a kill. Dragon Knight still saving a point in case he needs a Dragon Tail stun, and he gets it now. Very low on mana.
We're so close. Always want to fly. Very nearly had the kill on Toby, but the last decay, not enough damage. And now they're turning onto V-Tune. Toby's back in after salving up. The waveform over. Aramis. Oh, again. Very tight. Nearly had the pick off on the Morph. Gets himself up to strength and a storm rotation coming in. Level 6. Zips forward, looking for Aramis. He's not going to be able to catch him here. Now he will, but they're banished. Self-disruption, Iceberg, no Remnant. He's got Arcane Rune going, so the Vortex arriving. He's going to need 2 more clicks. No. V-Tune's waveform does the trick.
I don't think it's worth it. Like, you leave Dragon Knight, get a kill in position 4, Shadow Demon, but Dragon Knight's putting some pressure on the mid tower. Like,
Like
you need
Rubik's
to
coming in here.
You needed to swap Rubik a bit earlier, I would say, so that he can use the Fade Bolt on a creep wave, stop the push.
Oh, the Dragon Form, John's end. So, boom. A good 700 damage or so onto that tower. And then the one lane we haven't really looked at too much, top lane, Shad, is going into the Helm of the Dominator. General having a real rough time now against Celery and Shad, as these Lucent Beams up to level 3 now, really shredding through the Pango's HP pool. A bit of bottle regen to fill him up a little bit. But he might just die here. Swashbuckle will be forced. He's got, never mind, he's got 10-1 charges, what am I saying? But it's a long
still
walk back to
very
base,
early,
and
Gary.
then where?
When did you go to bed last night?
Too late. Playing Dungeons and Dragons Lacoste.
Is under attack.
With
Radiant
Jenkins?
structures are
Yeah.
fortified.
Yeah. Then I forgive you.
It was well worth it. Celery. Jumped on by Iceberg. They're going to try and go with the Inkswell here to maybe stun him up, but I think the chase is on. Shad, not
Oh,
level
it's
6
on.
yet. And Iceberg is level 7. He's just going to keep running this Luna down. General has another swashbuckle in 3 seconds. They got the slow from the overload. Another ball lightning. He's popped his 1. Shad, Luna still up and running, but will be found. As Iceberg, this rotation well worth the TP.
He was in the jungle farming, then went back and TP'd top once again with Storm Spirit, so Storm very active early on. It also gives Rubik free time on the mid lane. Like, he's defending against the Dragon Knight. It's a double damage Dragon Knight.
And now there's an Undying here. Spamming that decay. Bottom lane. Morphling gets away yet again from this SD bounty. Boom. Stuns up Aloha Dance. Fade Bolt, Telekinesis there, and Rubik is out safely, ever so barely. Flight to Moon right now, laning stage has gone exceptionally well for them, and I feel like the Storm and Morphling are going to be scaling very nicely, but in the back of your mind, Lacoste, do you feel like the timing from Viking when Luna DK are ready to go, is it going to be potent enough?
I thought they're gonna do much better in the laning stage. Flight of Moon with this aggressive moves from the Storm Spirit is doing so much. Like, they're stopping
Radiant's middle tower
the
is
snowball
under attack.
potential. And Viking GG, I mean, their lineup is good at every stage of the game, don't get me wrong. It's not like they're gonna hit the peak 20 minutes in and then everything just goes downhill. It's not. Like, you're
Dire's
always gonna
bottom
have a
tower
late game
is
with
under
Luna,
attack.
Dragon Knight, and Shadow Demon. But they want to keep fighting. Once they get like one item on Luna, Helm of the Dom, one item on Dragon Knight, you want to be forcing
Dire's
fights
middle
with the
tower is
track.
under attack.
Well, they're forcing fight bottom lane right now. A big 4-man track kill onto the Undying. Grab up the bounty runes on your way through as well. As Iceberg
Dire's middle tower is
taking
under
down that
attack.
medium camp. A bit of pressure onto the tier 1 and a regen rune spawns for him top. That's what you like to see as a Storm Spirit. He's going to get stunned up here. Boom, thinking about going for the rune, but the long ball lightning will allow Iceberg just to take it.
Oh, Ocean Heart for Morphling. Perfect. He is the water.
So does it work all the time then?
It should.
He is the river. Where are we heading with Vikings? Smoking up with the Dragon Knight.
Is under attack.
So they're trying to really set the tempo of this game now. Get the DK Elder Dragon form in towards this tier 1 bottom lane with the catapult wave. Get that first objective. Yeah, Luna is back farming jungle and they are going deep here looking for the Morphling with the track up on him. They can see that he's retreated far enough away that they cannot get a kill before the objective.
General will take the tower on the top lane. I know General is very greedy in terms of like getting the
Radiant's
items.
bottom tower is
He's not
under
just gonna
attack.
keep the javelin, but he's gonna turn that
Dire's top tower
into
is
Maelstrom before tanking up with the hero.
Oh, zip catch, Aramis, Shadow Demon, turns to disrupt the Storm Spirit now. Iceberg, gonna walk it off with a Phantom's Embrace on him. He's silenced, but he can get out with the Inkswell with a quick ball lightning if he needs to. The Soul Rip's there and the heal's good. As the Rolling Thunder connects onto Celery's Grimstroke, down and out as he's found by the Swashbuckle, and they've got Bounty Hunter deep as well. 3-0. Luna not involved, still farming jungle. Shad has just finished off Helm, so it feels like Viking maybe just a step ahead of where they needed to be because Dragon Knight's picked off by General and Aloha Dance as well. Killed off by a neutral creep though.
Oh, Fly the Moon playing very well. After the laning stage, few rotations, they're defending their own tier 1 tower while they killed it on the top lane. I'm a bit worried because Undying, like, he does a lot of amount of healing, and if what does Rubik have? Lucent Beam? So that's another extra second of stun. Millisecond. It's actually 0.8 second. I thought it's way less. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's almost 1 second, right? I feel like it used to be different, but I don't know. I thought it would scale from like 0.4 or something. But 0.8 at all levels here on that Lucent Beam. Very nice little disable. Tier 1 tower bottom still up for Flight to Moon. Undying's going to come in and scout out the Bounty Hunter. And I think FTM trying to force a fight around this bottom zone. Tombstone's down, trying to focus the Bounty Hunter, but the Rubik's about to fall as Viking do take down Aloha Dance and find the Tombstone for that bonus gold. 125 into the pockets of Shad.
We still have not seen Luna using Eclipse. And this should be a free tower. There's no way Fly the Moon defends this one. Some extra gold for Luna.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But while this is all happening, you know, Storm's pushing mid. Morphling has had free farm in the jungle. He's got 1,500 gold saved up. Net worth 5,500 on him and Storm Spirit. So really starting to build a lead on these two big core heroes for FTM.
Dire's top tower is under
Aloha
attack.
Dance stealing out Breathe Fire.
Oof, I love this.
Luna.
Breathe Fire on top of Fate Bolt. Good luck dealing damage. It's going to be extremely effective against Shadow Demon and Luna's illusions.
Man, you said it's a free game for Storm. Iceberg just doesn't care about anything. He sees a hero and he jumps them. General, stunned up by Boom, just walks it off as he grabs that arcane rune and fills his bottle back up. Viking committing so many heroes down to bot, looking towards that mid-tier 1 that they really desperately want to claim, but Dragon form now ends. And Morphling just TP's bottom lane. He's got plenty of jungle to farm once he's cleared out this wave. Farm out the Ancients, get that acceleration going. Mid-tier 1's easy for Flight to Moon. And now Storm Spirit has the entire map to play from, right? You were mentioning when he was farming jungle, kind of sneakily hiding in the fog, playing from darkness, then appearing wherever he wants to. Now he's got every jungle camp available for him, and they're just like, okay, we're going to put General top, we'll push out the lane there, get Aloha Dance a little closer to Ether Lens. I don't think FTM are in a rush at all.
They're not. They can be farming the items, but Bangalore just picked up Arcane Rune. So you want to take a fight with that one. Dragon Knight just finished off his Blink Dagger. So I could also see Viking going for a smoke. Bottom lane pushed in. Same goes for the top one. There is a smoke on Grimstroke, and here it comes.
Smoking into the Pango, though. Do they want to come here to where the storm is? They're going the long way. They're still trying to hunt down General's Pangolier. Celery's just going to die, though. General swashbuckles into the creep wave. They disrupt the Grimstroke, but the Rolling Thunder General looking to connect onto anyone he can. I think Celery's just dead to rights. Not a chance in hell. So the smoke, the active move from Viking, actually nets them a loss.
I mean, if you want to feed, you don't need a smoke. You can just go. Rest of the team who was smoked was also not farming. It's hard for them to like execute a gank if they don't have the better vision. They need either a track or they need a good observer ward where Dragon Knight blanks in and just stuns the target.
Morphling's gonna have E-Blade in like the next 2 minutes, by the way. He's got himself the Eagle Song very, very quickly working into the Ghost Scepter now. Oh, Toby. Is he gonna get scouted out here? They know where the Bounty Hunter's in. Yeah, he's just obliterated. General's Rolling Thunder connecting multiple times. Now the lift back in. Good disruption from Aramis, but the Tombstone dropped on the high ground now. They can't focus it down. They've got the Soul Bind onto Tomb.
You can't fight it with the Tombstone.
Looking for the stun with the Eclipse flying out. The Morphling arriving, but getting no kills. Turns into Shadow Demon, disrupts up the Luna, so they've got the illusions of Shad. The beams are bouncing, the glaives are jumping, and General's focusing down the Luna until she drops. Shad gone. That is just beautiful from FTM. Looking for Toby as a bonus kill. V-Tune on a mega kill, double kill streak. And Viking are wiped off the face of the map.
Surprised they didn't back off immediately after they saw a Tombstone on the high ground. Like, that's why I said you can't take this fight.
As the team on the timer here, Viking 6k net worth behind against a Morphling Storm. I said, what, 2 minutes for that E-Blade for Morphling? He's pretty much got it done. 1 minute later.
Huge wave on the bottom.
Massive amount of farm for him.
And both of the cores are not going for BKB yet. Alright, Dragon Knight is. He definitely needs it to stand the ground and just keep attacking the target. The problem is this Ethereal Blade on Morphling is gonna be good at every stage of the game. Like Luna gets a BKB, it drops, you take a fight, if Morphling doesn't die, he's gonna one-shot you after your BKB is gone.
And you're so reliant now, as Viking, to get this Dragon Knight into the fight. Like, he's how you start fights. Disruption you want to use defensively. Inkswell, Blink, Dragon Tail is how you really want to get in on top of a target. Follow through with the Bounty Hunter, the Grimstroke combos. But here comes FTM, smoking up themselves. Walking straight into Aramis. Sorry, walking straight into nobody because he doesn't exist anymore. Then a long ball lightning onto the Grimstroke. Very quickly dispatching with both supports. They've got such good long-range reach here.
Look at the effective HP on Storm Spirit, Gary. Essence Ring, then he uses Bloodstone to heal him up. He's also getting some free charges with those 2 kills.
Unkillable. 407 on Iceberg Storm now. V-Tune. I feel like maybe should go... I don't know, TP top for tier 2. think about Roshan in the next couple of minutes. It looks like they've made the decision to connect in with the other 3 heroes, going from mid down towards bottom lane. But man, this is a real rough one for Viking now to make moves happen. Bounty Hunter in a difficult spot, not really a teamfight hero, very much, a snowball scouting hero. Look for the opportunities, but he's scouted out by the Ob Sentry and immediately killed off. No, not quite. They've got the turnaround Eclipse. Oh my god, the Soulbind in with that damage from Shad. They've blown up Storm Spirit. No sustain comes out, but Morphling arrives, kills off the Luna, and in comes V-Tune. General with that Maelstrom damage, shredding through that Grimstroke as well. I was not expecting that damage that quickly. Holy shit.
Yeah, he popped the Bloodstone, didn't use the Essence Ring. Like, immediately queues up a BKB. Like, I know that they have no damage that goes through BKB besides the Purge, which you don't really care too much about if you have enough mana. Aloha Dance, can they get this kill? Haste? Ice Frog says no.
30 seconds after I said Storm's unkillable, he dies, by the way. I'm just going to keep my big mouth shut.
Caster's Curse, we were always good at that.
Hell yeah. Now here comes Iceberg. He wants revenge. Dragon Knight down to half HP. Lucent Beams from the Rubik being spammed out. Aloha Dance with another lift up, drag back. He's dropping low, and Aramis will try and pop him out with a poison. Not quite enough now. Self-disrupts, but the Morphling clears up the DK as they trade the Rubik for him. It is V-Tune all the way home. One by one they go. Viking down and out as a triple kill for the Morphling. That E-Blade pickup. V-Tune slaying him.
General, he's unkillable. Let's curse him to have a more balanced game. 7-0 and 11. Like, they have ways of dealing with these illusions, even though illusions are not that strong at the moment. Luna needs to finish off her Manta style, and straight into Roche Pit they go. Morphling, Nether Shawl, to mitigate some magical damage and also extra spell damage on his Ethereal Blade, which is pretty nice.
That is real powerful.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
How are we looking? Right, Rubik, close to Blink. Undying, has bracers, that's all you need. And we've already seen Pango, Storm, and Morphling, all their item progression, very, very nice. As Boom slowly working into that BKB, he's getting there, but it is a long, long journey. Luna, yes, going for Manta style after this Helm of the Dominator. You've gone past this peak. You're starting to plateau here as Viking. It feels a little until you get that next round of items, and you're still stuck trying to get into round 1. Big arrow drawn there by the Undying. Morphling, go.
Dive Fountain, CIS, let's go. The Pegasus strat.
Dive. And Pango has full Greaves.
I think they feel right now how strong they are, and they want to take a fight no matter what.
And they're trying to force it somewhere. Bounty, Shadow Demon, a bot. So the 3 heroes around this dire side farming triangle, very isolated if they do get found out. But they've managed to deward the area pretty nicely. Radiant with vision pretty spread near that tier 1 bottom lane, and of course up near Roshan on the left hand side. Viking holding the high ground. That's a long zip all the way past the high ground heroes. The Dragon Tail does stun up the Storm Spirit. Silence now, and Iceberg, he's about to fall. He's got the Aegis of the Immortal, and it will be popped. They've got the lift on the Dragon Knight, and a buyback from Shadow Demon as Aramis dropped, but they've managed to zone out Viking. The Dragon Knight is all alone, and he will fall. A 3-0. Yes, they lost the Aegis, but the Storm is just balling out of control at this point. The dieback from Aramis is there as Iceberg focuses him down, and the Eclipse does nothing. Bloody nothing. The zap back with the E-Blade ultra kills. Give him a rampage, boys. V-Tune deserves it. Dragon Knight, stand your ground, you call GG, but here it comes. A rampage from Morphling. V-Tune shuts it all down and says it's over.
Well, not surprised that they called the game. Like, maybe some teams would still try to play it, but the game definitely looks over. Did Morph die? No, he did not die. Same goes for Pangolier. I thought the lanes are gonna go better for Viking in this one. Like, they harassed Morphling a lot on the bottom lane. But you see, constant using of the chicken and Undying. Like, you might thought, like, Undying fed the first blood. He died, respawned with the full mana, full HP, brought some items to his Morphling, and then they just had enough sustain. They never felt threatened.
Yeah, General's Pangolier as well, right? Looking real hot. Managed to get the tier 1 top.